You drink water every day, yet your body might still be dehydrated. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But after the age of 60, the way our bodies manage water changes in ways most people never realize. The signals that once told you to take a sip become weaker, slower, and easier to ignore. In fact, research shows that people over 60 can lose nearly 40% of their natural thirst sensation. That means by the time you actually feel thirsty, your body has already been running on low for hours. And the effects aren't just about feeling a little dry. Mild dehydration at this age can quietly drain your energy, slow your thinking, make your joints ache, and even cause sudden drops in blood pressure. Many older adults confuse those signs with just getting older, when in reality, their cells are simply crying out for water. Now here's the tricky part. You might say, but I drink plenty of fluids. Maybe you do, yet the how, when, and what you drink can make the difference between genuine hydration and silent dehydration. If you only sip when you feel thirsty, skip your morning glass, or reach for tea, coffee, or diet soda to stay hydrated, you might be undoing your own efforts without realizing it. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 worst hydration habits that silently age your body, and the 4 simple, science-backed fixes that help you feel lighter, clearer, and more alive every day. These aren't extreme tricks or expensive supplements. They're small, realistic adjustments anyone can do, whether you're at home, walking, or managing medications. Think of this as a hydration tune-up, a way to teach your body to hold on to the water it truly needs for heart health, brain clarity, and mobility. Because staying hydrated after 60 isn't about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter. So grab a glass of water, take a sip, and stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to drink, what to drink, and how to avoid the hidden habits that leave so many seniors dehydrated. Let's start with the first one. And it's one nearly every person over 60 is guilty of. One of the most common mistakes I see, and perhaps the easiest to fix, is waiting until you feel thirsty before you drink. It sounds sensible, doesn't it? If I'm not thirsty, I must be fine. But that rule only works when your body's internal alarm system still functions properly. After 60, that system becomes unreliable, almost like a smoke detector with a dying battery. The warning comes late, sometimes hours late. You see, as we age, the brain's hypothalamus, the area that detects fluid balance, becomes less sensitive. The kidneys also become less efficient at conserving water, so the body loses more through urine even at rest. Combine those 2 changes, and it's easy to slip into a state of mild dehydration without any obvious thirst at all. That's why so many older adults experience dry mouth, dizziness when standing, or confusion in the afternoon, and never suspect dehydration is part of the reason. There's another twist. Many seniors deliberately drink less because they're afraid of having to use the bathroom too often, especially at night. I completely understand that concern, but cutting back too much can actually make things worse. When the body senses dehydration, it releases hormones that make your urine darker and more concentrated, which can irritate the bladder and increase the urge to go. In other words, drinking too little to avoid nighttime trips can ironically cause more of them. So, how do we outsmart this aging thirst signal? By taking control of the schedule ourselves, what I call scheduled sipping. Don't wait for thirst. Plan your hydration the way you'd plan your meals. A simple method is to have half a cup of water every 2 hours while you're awake. You can even mark your bottle with time goals: 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m. Just gentle reminders that you're staying ahead of your body's needs. And here's the beauty of it. When you hydrate steadily, your body finds its rhythm again. Your energy stays more stable, digestion improves, and even mild headaches tend to fade. I've seen patients who start this simple routine feel clearer and more alert within a week. They're not drinking more overall, just better. If you prefer something with a bit of flavor, try infusing your water with a slice of cucumber or a few berries. That small touch can make it more enjoyable without adding sugar or caffeine. What matters most is consistency. A steady flow of hydration throughout the day, not a flood when you finally feel thirsty. So remember, thirst is not a reliable guide after 60. By the time you're thirsty, your body's already behind. Treat hydration like maintenance, not repair. A few sips every couple of hours can literally change how you feel by sunset. Now that you understand why waiting for thirst doesn't work anymore, let's move to the next habit. One that most people skip entirely, and it's how you start your morning. There's one habit that quietly drains more energy than most people realize. Starting the day without water. It sounds harmless. Maybe you go straight for your coffee or tea, or you wait until breakfast to drink something. But for your body, especially after 60, those first few waking minutes are the most dehydrated part of your entire day. Think about it. You've spent 7 or 8 hours asleep, breathing, sweating lightly, and losing water vapor with every exhale. You wake up, your blood is thicker, your kidneys are filtering more slowly, and your brain is craving oxygen and circulation. Then what do most of us do? We stand up, maybe feel a little stiff or lightheaded, and head straight to the coffee pot. Coffee may smell comforting, but it acts as a mild diuretic, pulling even more water from your system when it's already running low. The result, that mid-morning fatigue, dizziness, or brain fog you blame on getting older, is often just a sign that your body's first fuel of the day wasn't food, it was missing water. Now, here's the science behind it. When you hydrate soon after waking, you're giving your body a signal to restart its internal engines. Water helps reactivate your kidneys, thin the blood for better circulation, and kickstart digestion before breakfast. Studies have shown that even mild morning dehydration can lower alertness and reaction time, especially in older adults. But just one glass of water, around 300 to 400 milliliters, can restore that balance in less than 20 minutes. That's why I call this the morning hydration reset. It's not about gulping down a liter of water first. It's about giving your body a gentle wake-up call. The best way is to keep a glass or bottle beside your bed. The moment you sit up, before coffee, before news, even before checking your phone, take a slow drink. If you like warm water, that's even better. It helps relax your stomach and improves absorption. Here's a little story. One of my patients, a 72-year-old retired teacher, started this simple routine: 1 glass of warm water every morning before her coffee. Within a week, she told me she felt more alert during her morning walks and didn't need that second cup of coffee to get going. Nothing else changed in her diet, just that one habit. So, if your mornings often start slow or foggy, it may not be age, it may be thirst. Your brain, your heart, and even your joints depend on that first dose of hydration. Try this tomorrow. Keep a glass by your bed tonight. When you wake up, take a slow sip before anything else. That small act rehydrates your cells, boosts circulation, and sets the tone for the entire day. And once your morning glass becomes routine, we'll move to another hidden trap, one that happens right at your dining table. Here's a habit that often surprises people: drinking too much water while eating. For decades we were told, drink lots of water, it helps digestion. But that advice, though well-intentioned, can backfire, especially as our digestive systems slow down with age. When you drink large amounts of water during a meal, say, a full glass before your first bite and another one, midway you actually dilute the very stomach acids and enzymes your body relies on to break food down. Those acids are not bad, they're essential for digesting protein, absorbing minerals, and protecting against harmful bacteria. When we thin them out too much, food lingers longer in the stomach, leading to bloating, gas, or that heavy, sluggish feeling many older adults notice after eating. Our digestive fire becomes gentler as we age, so it needs support, not dilution. Imagine trying to wash greasy dishes with cold, soapy water. It takes longer, right? Your stomach works the same way. It needs the right concentration of enzymes to do the job efficiently. There's another reason moderation matters. Rapidly filling the stomach with both food and fluid can signal the brain that you're full too early, leading some people to eat less than they need. Then, a couple of hours later, the blood sugar drops and fatigue kicks in. Over time, that pattern can contribute to weaker muscles and energy swings that feel like aging, but are really poor digestion. So what's the smart way to balance it? Follow what I call the 30-30 rule. Drink your main water about 30 minutes before a meal to hydrate your tissues, support saliva production. This actually prepares the stomach for food. Then, while eating, take only small sips if needed to help swallow. After finishing your meal, wait another 30 minutes before drinking larger amounts again. That short pause allows your stomach acids to finish their work without interference. Most of my patients are amazed by how quickly this simple rhythm eases their digestion. Within a week, many notice less bloating and more comfortable energy after meals. One gentleman in his late 60s told me, "Doctor, I feel lighter. After lunch now I didn't change my diet, just my timing." That's exactly the point. It's not always what you eat, but how you support your body while it digests. If you like having a drink with meals, choose something gentle. Warm water, mild herbal tea, or a few sips of broth. Avoid icy drinks that shock the stomach and slow enzyme activity. Think of your digestion like a warm engine. It runs best when it's not suddenly cooled down. So next time you sit down to eat, remember this: water is vital, but timing is everything. A small shift, the 30-30 rule, can turn every meal into smoother digestion and steadier energy throughout your day. Now, let's look at the next mistake. One that hides in your daily beverage choices and quietly sabotages hydration even when you think you're doing everything right. We all know water matters, yet many people unknowingly replace it with drinks that do the exact opposite. They rob the body of hydration instead of restoring it. And after 60, that small mistake can quietly strain the heart, kidneys, and even the brain. Here's what usually happens. You wake up and have coffee. Mid-morning, maybe tea. Lunch comes with a diet soda. And in the afternoon, perhaps another coffee to stay alert. Technically, you've had plenty of liquid, but not the kind your cells can hold on to. Caffeine and added sugars act like mild diuretics. They make the kidneys excrete more water and electrolytes, meaning that for every cup you drink, you could be losing more than you gain. I've met so many older adults who say, "But I drink tea all day, how can I be dehydrated?" The answer lies in balance. A little caffeine is fine. The problem is when those beverages replace pure water entirely. Over time, this pattern leaves you with dry mouth, low energy, and, ironically, more thirst later in the evening when drinking. Too much leads to restless nights and extra trips to the bathroom. There's another subtle issue: sugary drinks, fruit juices, sports drinks, and flavored waters often carry more sugar than you realize. Excess sugar pulls water into the intestines, which can lead to bloating or diarrhea, further depleting hydration. It also spikes blood sugar, something that can be risky if you're managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, which many seniors are. So what's the smarter path? I call it smart hydration choice. It simply means giving your body the kind of fluid it recognizes and retains best. Your number one option is plain water, filtered or mineral. If you want a bit of taste, try adding a slice of lemon, cucumber, or a few mint leaves. The slight flavor encourages more frequent sipping without side effects. Low-sodium mineral water can be especially helpful if you take medications that affect electrolyte balance. Those trace minerals, magnesium, potassium, calcium, support muscle and nerve function while improving water absorption. Herbal teas like chamomile or rooibos are also great alternatives. They hydrate without caffeine and gently support relaxation. One of my patients, a 67-year-old man who loves strong black tea, decided to replace half of his daily cups with water and mild herbal tea. Within 2 weeks, his afternoon fatigue eased, and his nighttime bathroom trips dropped from 3 to 1. No new medicine, just better hydration. So here's your action step. For every caffeinated or sugary drink, add 1 equal-sized glass of water. Gradually shift your ratio until at least 2/3 of your fluids come from pure or lightly flavored water. It's a small change that keeps your body's hydration in positive territory all day long. Remember, staying hydrated isn't just about drinking more, it's about choosing better. Swap one drying drink for a true hydrating one today, and your energy, focus, and mood will thank you tomorrow. Next, we'll pause for a quick check-in because if you've learned something useful so far, it's time to share it. If this conversation is opening your eyes a little, maybe you've already spotted one habit you want to change. Take a quick moment right now to tap the like button. It tells me this kind of clear, science-made simple health talk truly helps. And while you're here, I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge with staying hydrated? Do you forget to drink, or just don't enjoy plain water? Drop a quick comment below. Your story might inspire someone else your age who's struggling with the same thing. If you're finding these small, practical tips useful, hit subscribe to Senior Vic Health so you never miss the next step-by-step guide to aging stronger and living easier. Every week, we break down one everyday health habit into simple actions that make a real difference. All right, ready to keep going? Let's dive into the fixes. The 4 easy changes that can turn hydration from a daily chore into your body's secret energy advantage. Now that we've looked at how poor hydration habits silently work against your body, let's turn to the good news. You can easily fix them. No supplements, no special drinks, no complicated routines, just 4 small, steady changes that help your body absorb and use water the way it's meant to. I like to think of them as gentle switches that reset your system, one habit at a time. The first one is what I call scheduled sipping. This single change has helped more of my patients than almost anything else. After 60, your body's thirst signal doesn't ring on time. It's like a clock running a few hours slow. So, instead of waiting for thirst, you take the lead. Keep a bottle of water nearby and sip half a cup every 2 hours while you're awake. You don't have to track ounces or carry a giant jug, just a small, consistent rhythm. Some people mark the bottle with times of day. Others set a phone reminder or use the chime of a wall clock. The key is rhythm, not volume. When you hydrate steadily, your body never has to play catch-up. You'll notice your afternoon energy stays more even, your blood pressure steadier, and your sleep calmer because you're not over-drinking late at night to make up for what you missed earlier. The second habit is what I call the morning hydration reset. This one is powerful and simple. When you wake up, your body is running on empty. You've been asleep for 7 or 8 hours, losing water with every breath, and your brain and kidneys are quietly asking for a refill. Before coffee, before breakfast, before news or phone, drink 1 full glass of water, about 300 to 400 milliliters, ideally room temperature or warm. Think of it as turning on your internal engine. That first drink thins your blood a little, boosts circulation, and helps your brain wake up faster. Many older adults I work with notice that within a few days, their morning dizziness eases, their thinking feels sharper, and they rely less on caffeine to get going. It's the simplest form of self-care you can do before the day even starts. Next is what I call the 30-30 rule, and it's a quiet game changer for digestion. Many people over 60 feel bloated or heavy after meals, thinking it's just age. Often, it's timing. Drinking too much water during a meal can dilute the stomach acid and enzymes that break down food, especially proteins. Your stomach works like a little laboratory. It needs the right concentration to do its job. By drinking most of your water about 30 minutes before you eat, you hydrate your tissues and help saliva production, preparing the stomach gently. Then, during your meal, take only small sips, if needed to swallow comfortably, and wait about 30 minutes after eating before drinking more. This short pause gives your stomach the space to process food efficiently. Within a week, most people feel lighter after meals, experience less bloating, and even notice steadier afternoon energy. Finally, there's what I call smart hydration choices. Not all drinks hydrate the same way. After 60, it becomes even more important to choose liquids your body can keep. Pure water, filtered, or mineral should be your foundation, but to make it more enjoyable, add a slice of lemon, cucumber, or mint. If you like tea, switch 1 or 2 cups a day to herbal options like chamomile or rooibos, which calm the body and add hydration without caffeine. If you're on medications that affect minerals, a low-sodium mineral water can gently replace magnesium and potassium without upsetting balance. And if you enjoy juice, dilute it, half juice, half water to cut sugar while keeping flavor. When you combine these 4 habits, something remarkable happens. Your body begins to find its rhythm again. Your energy lasts longer. Your digestion smooths out. Your skin feels less dry. And even your joints move easier. Many of my patients describe the same thing, not a sudden burst, but a calm, steady clarity that replaces fatigue. It's the kind of improvement you might not notice in a day, but you'll feel it in a week. You'll wake up clearer, move more easily, and wonder how something as simple as water made such a difference. Let's recap, so it stays clear in your mind. First, sip on schedule. Don't wait for thirst. Second, start every morning with 1 full glass of water before anything else. Third, respect the 30-30 rule for smoother digestion. And fourth, make smart hydration choices that your body can hold on to, not just pass through. If you only start with one of these, make it the morning glass. Once it becomes routine, layer in another. Within a few weeks, you'll be living proof that it's not age slowing you down. It's hydration balance, waking you up. Your body already knows how to heal and renew itself. It just needs a little help keeping the flow steady. So take that next sip, not because you're thirsty, but because you're ready to feel your best. In the next section, we'll tackle a few common myths that still confuse even the most health-conscious people, like whether you really need 8 glasses a day, and if mineral water is better than plain. Let's separate hydration fact from fiction. Let's clear up a few myths about hydration that have caused confusion for decades. First, the famous rule. You must drink 8 glasses of water a day. That number was never based on solid science. It started as a general guideline nearly a century ago, but it never accounted for age, body size, diet, or climate. Some people need less, some more. What matters isn't hitting a number. It's noticing your body's signs. Light-colored urine, steady energy, moist mouth, and clear thinking. If you're following the habits we've just discussed, sipping regularly, hydrating in the morning, timing your drinks around meals, and choosing smart fluids, your body will naturally find its balance without counting every glass. Second, all drinks count as water. Not quite. Caffeinated or sugary drinks don't hydrate the same way. Plain water does. Coffee, strong tea, and sodas make the kidneys excrete more water, not less. They can still fit into your day. But think of them as bonus flavors, not your main source of hydration. Third, mineral water is always better than plain water. Again, not exactly. Mineral water can be helpful if you need more magnesium or potassium, especially if you're on medications that lower those levels. But for most people, alternating between mineral and filtered tap water is perfectly healthy, and it keeps your minerals in balance. And finally, if I'm not thirsty, I must be hydrated. You already know now that's the most misleading myth of all. After 60, thirst becomes a poor reporter. Trust your routine, not the feeling. Hydration is simple, but it's also deeply personal. Once you understand how your body changes with age, you can make every sip count calmly, consistently, and confidently. So let's bring everything together. If you're over 60, staying hydrated isn't about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter. We started with 4 common mistakes: waiting until you're thirsty, skipping your morning water, drinking too much during meals, and choosing the wrong kinds of drinks. Each one sounds harmless, but over time they quietly dry out your body's balance and energy. Then we replace them with 4 simple fixes: sipping on schedule, starting your day with 1 glass of water, following the 30-30 rule for digestion, and choosing drinks your body can truly keep. Small steps, but powerful ones. The truth is, your body still works beautifully. It just needs a bit of help adjusting to time. When you give it water the right way, your heart beats easier, your mind stays clearer, and your days feel lighter. So tomorrow morning, before the world wakes up, start with that 1 glass. Take a moment to feel grateful for this body that's carried you through so much, and keep it nourished, 1 sip at a time. If this video helped you, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. And in the comments, tell me which hydration habit will you start changing today. Together, we'll keep making healthy aging simple, practical, and real right here on Senior Vic Health.